Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for a deep dive on a developing situation, Hurricane Milton. You've probably seen it on the news, but we're gonna, dig a little deeper.
Yeah, cut through the noise and figure out like what makes this hurricane so different, why everyone's freaking out a little bit.
Right, because it's serious stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, latest is it's a Category 4 hurricane headed straight for Florida's west coast.
Yeah, and it looks like landfall is probably going to happen, late Wednesday, maybe early Thursday, and this is like right after Hurricane Helene,
Oh man. So that whole area's already been hit once.
especially Tampa Bay. They're really in the crosshairs for this one.
Jeez. That's rough. We were talking about this earlier, but it's almost unheard of to have two major hurricanes hit the same area back to back like this.
In such a short time span, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really unusual.
So, all right, let's get into the nitty-gritty of why this Hurricane Milton is, well, such a big deal.
Sure.
We know it's a Category 4 now, but it was even stronger at one point.
All right.
It was a Category 5 for a bit there. Can you believe that? With wind speeds up to, get this, 180 miles per hour.
Whoa, 180? That's like insane. Are you kidding? That's almost as fast as a jet plane.
It's incredible. And while it's calmed down some, those winds, I mean, it's a huge red flag.
Right.
They're calling this a once-in-a-lifetime storm.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine?
Those words send shivers down my spine. So, okay, we get it, powerful winds. But what does that actually translate to on the ground? Like, what are we talking about here?
Think, widespread power outages, probably for, who knows, could be days even. And then there's the storm surge.
The surge, right. I've heard about that, and it's supposed to be massive with this one.
Up to 9 feet in some coastal areas.
9 feet of water. That's like taller than I am. What does that even do to like houses and stuff?
It's devastating. I mean, you're talking about entire coastal communities underwater, erosion, just eating away at the coastline, streets turning into rivers.
Wow. So it's not just the wind, it's like this whole chain reaction.
Yeah. And then you add in the torrential rain, which means even inland, you're going to see some serious flooding.
So it's a mess. What's being done to prepare for this monster?
Well, Governor DeSantis has declared a state of emergency, which, that's the first step. And they've started massive evacuations.
Evacuations, wow. I bet people are scrambling.
This could be one of the biggest evacuations we've seen since Hurricane Irma back in, 2017?
Yeah, 2017. I bet people haven't forgotten that one.
Right, and everyone's trying to get prepared, boarding up homes, buying supplies. But of course, that leads to shortages.
Yeah, the essentials are always the first to go.
Generators, plywood, you name it. It's tough to find right now.
So with a storm like this, information is key, right? What are the best ways for people to stay updated on what's happening?
The best thing to do is stick to official sources. Your local news, weather alerts on your phone, those texts, the calls, and of course, NOAA.
NOAA, for those who might not know.
Yeah, that's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. They're the experts, and their updates are the most reliable information you can get.
So pay attention to NOAA. This whole thing really makes you realize how powerful nature can be and how important it is to be ready for anything.
Absolutely.
And you know what really gets me? Even when the storm is long gone, the recovery process, that's when the real work begins. And this one, coming after Hurricane Helene, it's going to be a long road ahead.
It really is.
Yeah.
This is going to have lasting impacts. People need to be prepared for that long-term recovery.
That's a good point. Well, everyone stay safe out there, and thanks for joining us for this deep dive on Hurricane Milton. We'll keep you updated as the situation develops.
Stay safe, everyone.